It's took a few minutes, guys, but we finally hooked up with our first fish, but it's running right at me. We're on our next one, guys. I think this will make 2 for the day. We got one putting slack in the line, y'all. Let's reel down on him and see what he is. There he is. Today we're gonna come out here to Taylorsville Lake, a little local lake here at my house. I'm out here on a big mud flat. Y'all can see behind me, there's a creek comes in there. The river comes in back here. That's the boat ramp. You can actually almost see right there. We're going to set out some planer boards and drag some baits for some catfish today. So I wanted to explain to y'all how I do these planer boards. I'm going to keep it kind of simple today. We're running a 5-rod setup. We're going to run some a big bait on a double hook rig, and the rest of them are going to be kind of normal size baits. So we'll show you the baits here. That's going to be one. That's going to be on a double hook rig. That's a red horse sucker head. That's a bluegill head. I'm going to have it on this rod, and then this rod over here, these two over here are going to have shad heads on them. And then I've got to tie a rig on this metal rod right here. It's I broke it off the other day and I didn't tie it on before I got here. So we're going to show y'all how I set these out. I'm going to get these baits on and start setting out boards. We got our first bait going out. It is a shad head, and it's going to be on a Santee Cooper rig. I just have a 3-way swivel with a 2-ounce dragon weight, 3-inch peg float, hook, and my shad head there. That's going to be one of my most simplest rigs that I've got out today. I'm just going to throw that out to the side like that. Just a good casting distance is about all you need on it. And then I'm going to get my line. I'm going to grab my planer board, and I'm going to take and clip it here. This front arm of your planer board always goes up in the front and points towards you. And then I clip the back, which is going down to my bait, and that'll go just like that. I don't know how good y'all can see it. And then I'm just going to set it in the water and let it start pulling line out. And I'll stop that when it gets about 50 yards or so. And I've already got the kayak moving. I've got my drift sock out behind me, which is important. That keeps you straight. I've got my motor set to 0.8 till I get my rods out, and I'm heading locked right toward that point right over there. I'll adjust that in a minute. But I've got that rod out, going out farther. I'm gonna reach over here on the other side, and that's a double hook rig with a Demon Dragon style float. And that's the same rig. It goes down to a 3-way swivel and a 2-ounce dragon weight. Got a fish jumping behind me back here, ready to get on the hook already. Get that one casted out in that side. Then I just do the same thing. I just reach and get my line, get my planer board, get it clipped on, and then I just kind of flip it out. I'll make sure it's still straight in the water, and then I'll just let that go out. This other one over here is almost out far enough, but it's not quite far enough yet. Then these next rods here, actually this one's a little different. I've got 2 peg float. I got a peg float and a Demon Dragon on that one with a chunk of bluegill on the hook. It comes down, got a dropper loop and another bait. That's a double hook dragon rig. And then it comes down to a 2-ounce dragon weight also. Now with this one, I won't cast it out to the side. I throw it out behind me. Well, backlash it. We won't edit that out. We'll leave it in there. But I'll go ahead and throw this one out. But it won't be as far out away from me as the rest of them there are. Then I'll get that line. By now this one here has got out far enough. I'll just reach over, lock the reel in gear, and that board will start pulling out here to the side. And while that's pulling out, I can clip this board on, And you don't have to use different boards, I just do. Kind of helps me keep track of everything. Same setup, just clip the board same way. Red clip in the front, small clip in the back. Arm goes towards you. And you'll get confused setting these out. I do it all the time. I'm not anywhere near perfect. I mess them up too. Then since that one's out, this other board's out far enough. Now I can get this rod casted out. And it's kind of the same setup as the first one y'all seen there. It's just a bluegill head, a peg float, down to a dragon weight. Cast it out over here. Set your rod down, get your line. Clip the front. Now this one needs to be locked down. Go ahead and lock it down. Clip the back. And then we can let this one out. I don't know how good the camera's picking it up. You can see that board's already pulled out. That board's already pulled out. And then this orange board here is already pulled out. So, and then what I'll do is I'll take this one and it'll go straight out the middle here behind me. And I've got the whole entire area covered here. You can do this with 8 to 10 rods, 12 rods. I've heard of people pulling 14. On the kayak, if I'm just out here fun fishing like this, I won't do more than about 4 or 5. Sometimes I'll do 6. Just depends on how big of a headache I feel like dealing with today. But now this one's out far enough, I can lock it down. And we are pulling baits. I'll click the trolling motor down. I'll go to about 0.5, 0.6. And we'll drag through here and see if we can find any active fish on this mud flat. It's took a few minutes, guys, but we finally hooked up with our first fish, but it's running right at me. Try and keep it out of that other planer board back there. It ain't wanting to cooperate. Oh Lord, what a mess. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this one loose. I made a mess out of that real quick. Now let's see if I can get it back across the top. Now let's see. Oh, there we go. Well, I was lucky on that. He's running right at me again unless he pulled off. Nope, there he is. There we go. That took a while, but we finally did get one, guys. I don't even remember. I think that was a shad head. Yeah, I think that was a shad head on that rod. We've had a bunch of bites, just nothing would hook up. Look, we barely got him. He pulled off that easy. We ain't in no tournaments today, so we don't have to worry about measuring him. Let's send him back and let him grow. Get us another shad head out of here and we'll be ready to go again. That was on my outside planer board. So when I go to set this back, I'm just going to cast it straight to that side as far as I can get it. Now I'm going to clip my board on and I'm going to work it back a little bit at a time so it clears that inside planer board that I've got out. It sounds like a lot, but where this line that I've got in my hand is out so much farther, by the time that other line gets to it, then this one will already be clear of it. So I'll let that go back for just a minute, and when it gets almost to that other planer board, then I'll start putting tension on it and work it around it. See that green board? I'm just letting it out a little bit at a time and pulling it out, and then just letting it fall back again till it gets back past that orange planer board there. And then once it gets back past it just a little further than what it is, I'll take this rod and then just lay it right across the top of it. Just like that. Just a little bit at a time, you can work it back. Just don't let your line get down under the inside board and you're good. Lines will look like they're all crisscrossed all day long, but it ain't no big deal. We're on our next one, guys. I think this will make 2 for the day. It ain't no monster either, but I just missed 2 more, so we're getting on to them. When you get these fish up close, you can just take and work them around this way. And I don't advise boat flipping them this way, but I do. Now if you'll look over there, I got lines crossed, so I'm gonna have to deal with that real quick. There we go, they already fixed themselves. Let's get this guy loose and put back out. Now that one was on my middle rod, so and there he is. Give me another piece of shad and we'll be back. We got one putting slack in the line, y'all. Let's reel down on him and see what he is. There he is. Took me a minute to catch up with him. I didn't think he'd came that close. This might be a little blue cat. Nope, another channel. We'll get another shad head on there and try it again. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's video. My camera's about dead and it's fixing to start raining, so we'll we'll check back in with you guys probably day after tomorrow will be the next video that I'll make. So we'll check in with you then. Until then, get out there and fish around and find out.